Alright, I'm going to get this out of the way here. This is not going to be positive. And I do feel bad for any TCM fans out there and people who want the game to get better. But Neo is here to tell you, will Black Tower Studios save TCM, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, from its already dwindling fate? No. And the reason why I say this is, remember one thing flat out. Remember that they took over Friday the 13th from Elphonics after the lawsuit happened. And the lawsuit was still ongoing. They did Pinehurst, Roy, Victoria, and Shelley. Mind you, that content was bugged. And then there was no content after that. And all they had to focus in on doing with the game is fixing bugs and fixing issues within the game. They couldn't even do that correctly. Friday the 13th was a broken, glitchy, buggy game when it first released. It is still a broken, glitchy, buggy game still to this very day. I mean, now, I'd argue to say there's some bugs in it that are bad enough now that make some of the other stuff look paltry, to say the least. There's still broken mechanics. There's a new glitch in now where, like, if your ping gets too high, you freeze in place and you can't do anything. You're just fucked. Pretty much either die or rage quit. There's your only two options. And it's only speaking for the PS4, PS5 version of the game. So, my thing I would try to tell people is why do we hold out hope that they're going to fix TCM? Mind you, that's already a broken, glitchy, buggy game. Like, characters are being released that are overpowered. Characters are being released, like the newest character and the newest map, the Steel Mill. And the characters' skill trees are freaking messed up. You can't do, I think it was the whole right side. You can't do this, you can't do that. It's, unless Black Tower really learned some lessons since Friday the 13th until now, which I don't think they have because it hasn't been that long. I don't see very much hope going for TCM in the future. I honestly see TCM getting to be a lot like Friday the 13th. Like, oh yeah, some stuff will get fixed, but other stuff will get broken in the meanwhile, and more things will get broken and instead of getting fixed, and the game will be in this issue. Now, and the reason why I say this, because I've always tried to tell people this within the ASIM community, we all know this to be true. We all do. The difference between me and you is I don't lie to myself or other people. I don't sit here and be like, oh, Friday the 13th was great, man. While Euphonics had it, it was great after you blacked out. No. Did I wish the game got more content? Sure. But dude, I could not have imagined Black Tower Studios taking over content-wise for Friday the 13th and trying to do bug fixes at the same time. They couldn't even handle the game when all they had to do was work on fixing issues, which, because of the lawsuit there yet again, that's all they could do. And that's what they should have done. They should have been really focusing on getting Friday the 13th running and working to the best of its ability because they could not put content into the game. But they couldn't even do that correctly. Fixing one bug broke 20 more in the game. Put 20 more in. Call me a liar in the comments section. I guarantee you, YouTube can back me up on this. Go look up any videos. You can see videos from the inception of Friday the 13th till its inevitable end. And yes, there are bugs and glitches still in the game to this very freaking day. Even some that are new. Some that have never been around before. So, like I was previously saying, I don't want to lie to myself. I don't want to lie to any of my viewers. And I don't want to lie to anybody who's going to come across this video randomly. I want to have a good conversation and a good discourse in the comment section down below. Because I really feel like what these asymmetrical games really need is to come out the gate swinging. Because I always have heard this since the beta for TCM. Oh, it's gonna be the Dead by Daylight killer, bro. It's gonna take Dead by Daylight down. It's gonna smash it. No. Do I like Dead by Daylight? No, I do not. Tried it. Wasn't for me. Didn't care for it. But I am still not dumb enough to sit here and be like, oh, dude, TCM is going to kill this game. I've heard people say the Killer Clowns from Outer Space is going to kill Dead by Daylight. Just off of the little shit we've seen. And it's like, no, it won't. It won't put a dent in it. Why? Because sadly enough to say, Gun Media and Elphonics are very meh, to say the least. And as the game keeps going on, and this is another reason why I say what I say with TCM and Black Tower, is because look what happened with Friday the 13th. The longer the game went on, the worse the updates got. I mean, stuff was going on in the game that literally made you wonder if they even play tested a patch before they put the patch out in the game. And that's what I've been hearing is going on with TCM right now. Like, Danny's tamper ability for the Valve and not working. Not being able to stun Leatherface with doors is either a shadow ban or a shadow nerf, which they said they wouldn't do. Or they fucked something up in the code, didn't play test it, and the update went live, and yeah, which is exactly what they did with Friday, where there was a bug, where Jason's sensibility came in, and he'd get his freaking his shift ability. And it was coming back rapidly, like every 5 to 10 seconds. So Jason was just shifting everywhere, way more than he normally is. That's what you have to look forward to with Black Tower Studios heading TCM. And mind you this, they did that with Friday the 13th when they could not put content into the game. So what's going to happen with TCM when they have to do skins, modes, maps, characters, you name it, and still have to work on fixing bug fixes and improvements to the game. It's going to cause more issues than it's going to fix. I could almost guarantee you that. I would bet you fucking money. Like, people want to call me a hater. People want to sit there and say that I hate these games. And it's like, look, I'll be truthful with anybody with it. Do I play Dead by Daylight? No, it wasn't for me. Don't really care for it. Played Friday, loved it. Predator, had some fun with it, but it started getting on my nerves after a while. Ghostbusters, played it, liked it, but I didn't feel like there was enough content there to kind of keep me invested in it. Evil Dead, couldn't really get into it. TCM. TCM was another one of those I did want to make content on. I did want to play the game, but the more I started seeing the writing on the walls and just the poop smeared splotches everywhere, I was just like, nope, I'm out. And this, what you're seeing on the screen, makes me even further out of that situation than I was previously. Because I can say this like this. Gun from Friday lost a lot of good faith with me. Mind you, from a person that didn't buy the game once, twice, 3 times, 4 times I bought Friday the 13th. And Black Tower, it's the same way. They lost a lot of goodwill and faith from me. They lost a lot of faith and good standing with this player. And a lot of others. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. It's the same thing with Ilphonic. Predator Hunting Grounds and Ghostbusters: The Spirit Unleashed left a really nasty taste with their player base. They think now that they're going to revive Predator Hunting Grounds and put it on Xbox. I guarantee you they're not going to revive the PlayStation player base. People are already done with that game. But it's the problem that they do have is you need to come out the gate swinging and keep swinging. Like, look, I get it. Am I saying that you're not allowed to take vacations, holidays with family? No. But dude, be smarter with how you're releasing stuff. Be smarter with how you're releasing updates. Play test your updates. Make sure they work. Make sure they're good before you put them out to the public. And then expect everybody just to be like, oh, good job. And then wait another 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe sometimes even 2 to 3 months for even one fix to come when you release a broken character, an overpowered character There's a game-breaking bug in the game. Like, and the same thing was said with Friday the 13th. I mean, there were so many game-breaking bugs and glitches with that game to where, yeah, it was funny to say the least. And sometimes we could be looking upwards to an 8 to 9 month period between updates, and we weren't getting told anything. So, to reiterate, do I think that this is going to save the game? No, I do not. And you'd be wise to heed my warning. Remember. 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 Alright, I'm going to tack this in on the end here and say, hey, look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I got no problem with admitting if I'm wrong and eating some crow. But I always go by the old saying, those who do not remember the past are doomed to repeat it. And that's like I said earlier. Unless Black Tower really learned some stuff from Friday the 13th, and unless they can really get into the code for TCM, figure out what's going on with the lobbies, the queue times, some of the swinging animations, you name it, and really get some stuff fixed, do I think TCM is going to be any different than F13? No. I do not. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. And like I said previously in the video, for one, and two, there's a comment section down below. You want to have a conversation back and forth with me? You want to call me, you know, like you want to sit there and say, well, I'm wrong, and have a good constructive criticism and a dialogue back and forth? Hey, good on you, man. I got no problem with that. None. It's just, but I don't think the other way that you see in the ASIM communities really tend to help ASIM games as a whole. Where it's just, oh, you suck, shut the fuck up, or blindly defending the game. These games have problems. And like I previously stated in another video about Predator Hunting Grounds, they're trying to revive that game, and I feel like they are, because they know Killer Clowns from Outer Space is going to fail and fail miserably. So they're trying to put more money back into a game that they already abandoned, that their player base knows they abandoned, and that pretty much they know for a fucking fact it's pretty much dead, and they're just trying to freaking get some more money out of it by releasing it to Xbox. And that's the type of companies we're dealing with. The type of companies we are dealing with are companies that, I can guarantee you, if this game was not on a system that could, like, on every system that could handle it, this would be coming to Xbox. This would be coming to the Switch, if the Switch could handle it. Hell, I'll argue that they'll probably try to do a port of TCM to the Switch, even though the Switch can't handle it. Because I saw Switch gameplay on Friday the 13th, it looked shitty. Like, it did not look, like, even the PS4 version and the Xbox One version looked better than that. So if you want to have a good back and forth, and you want to leave a comment, a like, or whatnot, hey, feel free to, man. Feel free to share this around within communities. Feel free to spread this message around like a bad case of herpes, because this is stuff that needs to be said within the ASIM communities, even though so many people really hate to have to hear this type of stuff and really want to say that these people like me are haters, or, you know, you just don't like the game and, you know, kind of shit. It's like, look, we care enough to say something negative about the game while also trying to be positive. I'm not sitting here screaming and yelling and cursing or whatnot. We care about the games. We want this ASIM communities and genres to be way better than what they are. But I'll say what I previously stated in a deleted video. I feel like if we're going to get a Dead by Daylight killer, or if the ASIM genre is going to get any better than what it is, it's not going to be from Gun Media or Ilphonic. It's going to have to be from a new up-and-comer coming into the ASIM genre, a great development team, a great developers, great publishers, and great people who are going to put the work in to make these games what they should be, which is great. Not half-baked, half-cooked, money piles, and waste just a freaking farm cash off their player bases. Well, this has been Neo out.